Hi, welcome to this short video that shows how to map the TwinCAT PDO messages required for touch probe functionality with the Control Techniques drive. So in this video, I've got a laptop that's running the TwinCAT software. I've got an Ethernet connection from my PC to my chosen hardware, which in this case is an IPC, a C6025 IPC, but it works essentially the same, these steps, regardless of the hardware. So you could have a PLC or you could have a controller, it would end up being the same. I've then got an EtherCAT connection from my IPC through to my drive's EtherCAT interface, which in this case is an SI EtherCAT, which is plugged into my drive, which is a UniDrive M700. The steps are identical if you were using a drive from our Digitax HD range. So let's say you were using a Digitax HD M753, which already has a built-in EtherCAT interface. The steps would be identical for that drive. So before we move on, I'm just going to point out that we've written a getting started guide that goes along with all of the videos in this TwinCAT series, that if you're a person that doesn't like to learn from videos but does like to learn from a step-by-step user guide, we've got you covered. If you've watched this video, you didn't want to take notes, again, we've got you covered. All of the steps that I'll be going through in the rest of the video content are covered by our how-to guide section. So if I open this up, you can see we've got a how to configure PDO mapping section, and then first item, how to map touch probe PDOs. That in fact follows exactly what we're going to be doing inside this video. There's a link to this document in the description of the video. So let's begin. So for this particular project, I've opened up a basic project. I've called it How To Videos. I have told it which of my targets that I'm connecting to, which in this case is this one. This is my IPC. I then right-clicked on devices, I've scanned, I've found my EtherCAT port, I've then scanned for boxes and it's found this, which is my UniDrive M700. I then said yes to adding NC axis, and here is my NC axis. Okay, so that when we map up the touch probe mappings, they've got somewhere to go to and they can be consumed by the NC axis motion library by something like MC Touch Probe or MC Home, for example. So let's get to the mappings. So what I'm going to do is double click on drive 1, click on process data, and then click here on index rather, OX1802. Okay, so this is status items coming back from the drive, and I'm going to right click on an empty space in PDO content and go add new item. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the items that I need from this list and add them individually. Okay, so we've got touch probe status, touch probe 1 positive edge, and touch probe 1 negative edge. I'd recommend that, if you're just starting off, you don't really know what you need other than you need some form of position capture, or you're going to do homing to a high speed homing signal, then I'd recommend starting off with these 3 items. So I'm going to select the first of those, which is touch probe status. You must have this. And there we go, that's been added. Then I'm going to add new item again. I'm going to choose touch probe 1 positive edge. Say yes. And then last one, add new item, touch probe 1 negative edge. There we go. That's all of those done. Now I'm going to add the outgoing control for the touch probe. So you can see we've got control word and target position. So these are items that are coming from the IPC to the drive. So again, select an empty space, right click, add new item. I'm just going to scroll down this list until I find touch probe function. And there we go. Okay. So let's just have a look at those mappings. And what you can see, if I go and expand our inputs and outputs, you can see that not only have all of our touch probe status, positive edge, negative edge, and the touch probe control functionality been added, but this grey box with a little arrow in it tells us that it's been linked to data in our NC axis. So all we've got to do in order to apply this data so that the touch probe functionality will work for the NC axis with blocks like MC Home and MC Touch Probe is apply the configuration. Click OK to the messages. And there we have it. Those touch probe items are now mapped. You can see that, you know, we're successfully activated, and we can see that the PLC is happy as indicated by this green moving cog icon. Okay, thanks for watching.